Usagi, also known as Ofel in the Philippines here, it continues to weaken and lift off towards north, heading towards Taiwan. All signal force warnings have been dropped, though, across northern Luzon as this storm continues to taper off. But it's not over yet. Our next storm system, which is expected to intensify to a typhoon prior to landfall here as we go ahead through Saturday into Sunday in southeastern Luzon, maybe even over towards Samar, is of course Pepito, also known as Manyi internationally. So no breakout here across the Philippines. This is what the sixth consecutive typhoon in less than a month, and yet we have another one here. So for the next one, stay informed, monitor these updates. The key thing is that we have a few days. I know it feels like it's been relentless, but we actually have about 4 days now. I'm recording this on Friday early morning in the Philippines. We're not looking at landfall until about Sunday. I guess not even that many days. Prepare an emergency kit if you have not already. Stay calm, but be informed. Prepare, don't panic. It's what I always say. But one of the main issues with this one is going to be the rainfall. And we've already seen something like this across the Bicol region with Christine earlier in October. Flooding, flash floods, landslides, all going to be an issue. Already saturated grounds out here due to all the heavy rain we have been getting. So this precipitation is going to be adding on top of saturated grounds. And I think that's going to be one of the big issues with this storm system. Based on the track I'm seeing right now, that's going to be, it's not, the storm surge, of course, an issue, but whenever we see a storm kind of tracking across Bicol over towards the NCR, a lot of times it's the rainfall. That is just climatological and historical examples of what we are seeing here. And this is just a multi-agency track from JMA, Bagasa, Taiwan, JTWC, and the Hong Kong Observatory, expecting this to move off towards the north and west. So another look at our satellite imagery, just giving you an idea of what we have going on here with both of our storms. Usagi weakening out. We have Manyi back towards the east, strengthening. And first off, Usagi, by the way, is going to be moving over Taiwan, bringing some decent rainfall, but sheer is ripping it apart. So it is not going to be 1,000, 2,000 millimeter type of storm for Taiwan. And even towards the southern Japanese islands, we got a cold surge coming in. What is staying south of that cold surge, though, is Pepito, also known, of course, as Manyi. We got to go back and forth on the names. This is why it's sort of confusing, because this has been called Manyi for days now. We've been watching this for about a week, well towards the east of Guam, out towards the Marshall Islands. Now that it's in the PAR, though, it has been given its local name. So yeah, just so you know, that it's confusing, but just bear with it. We are going to watch this storm, though, come on shore, as I mentioned, as we go ahead into Sunday. Saturday already starting to see those bands out ahead of it here across Catanduanes over towards Samar, then traversing across Luzon, bringing that heavy rainfall. But you see in the last few frames that cold surge that does set up. Here's another look at the official track from the Japan Meteorological Agency. This is by Saturday evening, overnight. And now, if it decides to go further south into Samar, it could be by Saturday midday we could be looking at landfall. So by Saturday, Samar, Bicol, Catanduanes, even late day for that matter, in case it really wants to go south, you need to be ready to go. For Sunday, more so over towards the Manila area, this by basically 3 o'clock on Sunday, it could be making that next landfall just there around central Luzon, and then traversing just south of Castigorán, maybe right over Pangasinan, parts of Region 1, the Angeles area, and for example, all looking at that chance of some tropical storm, maybe even typhoon conditions. I mean, look at this rate at landfall. JMA is going 175 kilometer per hour winds. Now, of course, the Sierra Madres are going to rip it apart, but it's a bad day. I'll tell you that. And remember, that could traverse right over the Magat Dam area, which is already releasing water because of the typhoons we're already seeing. It's all flood prevention. So they're doing their job there, and you can't really prepare for those dams to take in 5-6 typhoons in the course of a month. It's just not heard of. So you have to just kind of bear with it, but this is a high resolution as our storm pushes across here on Saturday, heading into Sunday with that next landfall and just traversing over central Luzon and then eventually off towards the west, with the rainfall outlook looking like this, with our first storm pulling off towards the north, heading into Taiwan, weakening out, and then the next one you can see the rainfall accumulations and just that stream of 300 to 400 millimeters lining up here and pushing off towards north and west. So what is left of Nika out here continuing the weekend. Our next storm continuing to weekend 2. That is, of course, our current one here. And then, of course, behind that, we have Manyi. Yeah, it's going to be a long few more days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, just across the Philippines here. And no rest for the weary here, I'll tell you that. The good news, look at this in the long range. I don't see anything else. Hey, we got a couple days of calmer, quieter weather in the forecast, and thankfully we could be looking at a bit of a break here. But first, we got to get through this next storm. Be smart, be prepared. You're watching this update, you're staying safe, you're staying smart, you're staying educated on what could be happening out here. So I can't stress and thank you guys enough for watching these and sharing these videos out. Also can't thank you enough for all our Patreon members. I will never put these updates behind a paywall. But it does help because I want to update the graphics even more. I want to make them better. It costs money to make these fantastic graphics. Thankfully, Metro Weather's Weatherscape, they've been hooking me up here, but it still does cost some money. For example, the computer I'm using is like 10 grand. Ugh. But I'm able to afford it because your Patreon members are fantastic and you help us out here. So thank you so much, guys, for continuing to make these updates great. And hopefully during the course of these back-to-back typhoons, we've helped a few of you out. Got one more to go. Let's watch this next one. See what happens here. All right, I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. As always, friends, thanks for watching and stay safe out there.